everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 599. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S. Can't hear you, brother. We cannot hear you.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
Alright.
And I am Mako-chan.
I had the microphone and the Skype muted separately. It does that every now and then.
I wonder if it's the actual headset that's causing that.
Maybe I do need to get a new one. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's some really decently, reasonably priced ones out there, you know. Like,
You did recommend one to me a while ago. I
Yeah.
still have the link to it.
yeah, but that was pretty pricey. Honestly, I wouldn't drop that type of money on that unless you're going to be really using it on a regular basis. But,
Yeah, I mean, that's like, this is literally how I hear sounds on my computer.
well, that and,
Because remember, it doesn't have a typical sound card to it.
well, there's a sound, it's a built-in sound card. All you got to do is plug in speakers.
But I like this. Besides,
Yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't want to have anyone else overhearing what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that and that headset also doubles for as a gaming headset, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's that. So, Mako-chan, welcome back.
Yeah. It
Did you miss us?
of course.
Yeah, with
But-
every bullet so far.
Yeah, much. But no, I had no power last week because of the storm that blew through, and I'm like, you know what? I've got no power. I'm just gonna hook everything up that needs to hook up, so when the power comes back on, it charges, and my ass is gonna go to sleep.
Makes
And that is
sense.
what I did. I don't know what time the power came back on, but sometime after I went to bed.
So, basically, you went to bed like around, what, like 9:30, 10 o'clock?
Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does it feel that you got almost 12 hours of sleep?
Nowhere near 12 hours of sleep. What are you talking about?
Well, you went to bed at 10 and you woke up at like 6. 8 hours of sleep then.
Yeah, that's just the normal amount of sleep that people are supposed to get.
According to most recent doctors, 6 is fine.
Yeah, well, it depends on the person.
I suppose.
Sometimes 6 is fine, but then you get someone like me who needs, 8 to 10.
Yeah, and we all know if Mako doesn't get her 8 to 10, oh, somebody's getting shot. Or at least pistol whipped.
I can survive on less than 8 for a couple of days. It's just after that somebody's gonna, be in my way.
At that point, she'll be in full tilt.
Yeah. So last week I got to deal with no power, and this week I come home and I have no water. So it's been a hell of a time.
Wow, you're rolling back-to-back ones.
Yeah, I mean, luckily the water came back on fairly soon after I got home, but I'm just like, crap.
Anywho, we are live tonight, week of August 1st, 2023, right here on Twitch TV. We're live here Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. You will always find us at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network at VogNetwork.com. And you can always find them at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. They kick things off on Sundays with the Bobby Blackwolf Show at 8, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And this week, they had a jumbo Bobby Blackwolf show because Rob went to Southern Fried Gaming Expo and he was hanging out with Bobby, so they talked about the con and expanded things, which was kind of. And please, come visit us in our Discord at vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel, so come through and hang out and have a good time. And the water is mighty fine in the pool. Alright, now we got that out the way. We're going to kick things off with how was your week? How was your day? Ari. And while you do that, I am going to turn off my cam for a second and mute because I got to go grab something real quick.
Well, he must be like there must be something very secretive that he's interested in. Anyway, I got paid this past week, and I guess, and you know, got the rent paid out. Oh, I also pre-ordered the Spider-Man PS5 that I was talking about last week. Mako, I'm not sure if you heard or not. The PS5 system that has the new Spider-Man game on it and has a Spider-Man theme on the pardon me, on the controller and the system itself.
Oh no, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, they were talking about it like on their website like on their website and like on one of the shopping sections of the PS5's the PS4's store. So like, hey, scan here to buy this. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. So yeah, it's gonna like the system itself is gonna take. We'll get it here in about a month or so, and the what is and the game comes out in like mid-October. So just got to be patient.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I eventually need to pick up a PlayStation for myself, especially.
hope you got an MSRP, Ari. What is a PS5's MSR? Like, let me double.
It's still
Uh,
9 or
still
something.
500. Yeah, but I guess the well, I got to end up getting for like $5.99.
I just realized I was muted the whole damn time.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ari, you have two PS5s now?
No, I only have a PS4.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I'm getting the PS5 when it gets mailed to me.
all right. So here's the thing. The digital is $3.99. Disc version is $4.99. Now, if it comes with the game at $50, that's basically is it.
Mm-hmm.
So yours is coming with the game, or are you getting some new fancy?
It does, but
okay.
it's a pre-order for the game.
Okay. So yeah, you probably paid like $5.49 with tax or something like that, especially if you got.
They were asking $600 for it.
Where'd you get it from?
Sony.
Well, yeah, because it's a limited edition one.
Yeah. Let me get. I'm going. Which game?
The new Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, I can see that because it has the new side plates on it and so forth. That's probably
that's the one.
That's probably what it is. Yeah.
Okay, I found a link to it. I will put it in the chat for you all to peruse to let you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, limited edition PS5 console, DualSense controller, and a voucher for a digital copy of Spider-Man 2. And
cool.
I'm patient enough to wait for it. I'm not, frothing at the mouth, like jumping over people looking to get one,
Yeah, I can see directly from place. Yeah, it's $5.99 across the board. So. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing you do is you grab yourself like a 2 terabyte NVMe drive and you put that in there, and then you basically get an external drive and you transfer all of your saves and everything over, and you give your PS4 to Mako-chan so she can play Final Fantasy VII Remake.
She'll have to get her hang on, where is it? I actually talked to him I added a Wario 64 last week and told him oh, here we go, 2 terabyte premium SSD for PS5 on sale for $84.99 on Amazon.
How much on Amazon?
$84.95. It was Newegg's deal of the day.
It makes no sense to get a PS4 at this point.
I said give, not buy.
It makes no sense to get a PS4 at this point.
Then again,
why would I get a PS4 so that I could play Final Fantasy VII on a PS4 and then still have to get a PS5 to play the rest of Final Fantasy VII on a PS5? When I could get PS5 and play Final Fantasy VII and then still have the PS5 to continue playing Final Fantasy VII.
Well, what's interesting is Best Buy is actually selling PlayStation 4s brand new, whatever remaining stock that they have. I'm just like, the fuck? But I'm just saying, I'm just saying for the sake of it, if I get a PS5 and I give you my PS4, and I hear, here's a copy of Remake, go play. There you go. You basically paid nothing. When you ready to get the PS5, you get that, you put the disc in, everything carries over, you play Remake Integrate. I'm just saying very little money is spent here, that's all. And even if you went out and bought Remake, you were going to buy it anyway. See what I'm saying?
They have Yuffie as special DLC.
Of course. DOX75 says in our chat room here, Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, yeah, that is a crock to sell FF7 Remake in parts. I would have waited for all of the game. And I'm going to assume the second part that's coming out later this year, I'm probably wrong. It's probably the rest of the game. Then you wait a couple of years, they put out the master Blu-ray with everything, and you're just like, well, fuck.
That sounds like something they do.
Yeah, but most likely we all know it's going to be in 3 parts, and by the time part 3 comes out, I'll probably be gumming on some oatmeal, collecting Social Security.
I think it's definitely going to be at least 2 more parts. And I say that because I think this next game is going to be what could have happened. And then they're going to do another game on what did happen. I think because they, like, the end of Remake
right,
is where it splits.
yes. And that's where the fans got upset because, again, they did say it's a remake. They're doing things different and I bet, and what they're doing different is stuff that we have questioned about the lore of FF7 and said, what if this, what if that, you know?
Well, I mean, the remake that we've seen so far, Aerith knows what's going on. She has memories from the quote-unquote original game, which is why everything seems so familiar to her. She loses those memories when those spirit things touch her. So I'm pretty sure that at least this coming game is going to be the whole turn of what happened, and Zack is going to be alive. Or this game is going to be up until they meet up with Zack. And then the third game would be Zack starting off, meeting up with them, and then the whole thing combining to the end kind of thing. But yeah, they're definitely going to split it into 3.
Yeah, I can see that. And I think
the greedy fucks.
See, this reminds me of Mass Effect 3, where you had that ending, and so many people got so upset by it that they had to patch it out to give it a different ending to calm the people down. So I think like Square Enix is like, yeah, we better have a backup. So most likely the main game will be 3 parts, and then you'll have Final Fantasy VII Addendum. You put that in, and then it goes to a particular save, and then it goes from there, something like that.
It's enough to make a man drink.
Well, you know.
Anyway, that's how my day went. And buying a PS5 and getting paid at work.
Nemesis 47 says, here's the deal. Square did the PS5 version of the remake kind of dirty. You want the PS4 upgrade to the PS5 just to purchase the Yuffie DLC. Otherwise, if you buy the PS5 version without the code, you won't be able to buy it at all. An unused code with the game is stupid rare. Unless you upgrade to the PS4 to PS5. Okay, so
Theo, I agree. I really want a Dirge of Cerberus remake as well.
You just want Vincent Valentine in pure 4K and gloriousness on your 50-inch TV.
I just want Vincent Valentine on my bed.
You know, they make body pillows of him.
I don't tempt me.
But anyway, that's how my day. That's how my weekend day was. Working, getting paid, spending that money, and then
Well, that's
being driven to madness from work.
well, that's it for Anime Jam Session. What a great show, everybody. Good night.
We've got no reason to leave early. Vincent isn't on my bed. I would not be here if he was.
Or at least you wouldn't have the mic on.
Yes, she
No,
would.
I wouldn't be here.
One of the cats would be a wise ass. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's a given.
See? And as Boz006 says, we won't judge. Alright, so my
Also, I have no idea how to install this solid state drive, so
there are basic instructions on how to do it, so
like online somewhere.
yes. Basically, you pull off one of the plates, you remove it, you take a screw, pull it out, remove a tab, put it in, basically. So, here's my thing about the game. So, if you have Remake for PS4, you put it into PS5, you get Remake Integrate for free. If you buy the PS5 version, you get Remake Integrate for free. If you have PlayStation Plus, now it's called Essential, and you got the game downloaded from there, you have to pay for the DLC. That's all I know. Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day?
Not bad.
All things considered.
I mean, last week was hot as hell, so I didn't do anything. Even when I tried to clean the house, the AC is just not powerful enough to overpower the heat and me working around the house. So I sat like a lump the entire weekend. Yeah, that's about it.
A bump on the log, you say.
Productivity.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy X. I'm switching between the two of them. So currently I have reached the Calm Lands in Final Fantasy X, and now I'm just deciding how much stuff I want to go back to collect, because I know I can't go all the way back, or if I just want to wait until I get the airship again to start, going back to collect crap to try and get most of the ultimate weapons and, maybe fighting the Dark Aeons and crap like that. Yeah.
I believe it.
7, I'm at a point where, I don't have Cloud in my party anymore. So.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah, it's right now. It's just Barrett and Tifa trying to think that they know what the fuck they're doing. Meanwhile, I'm just wanting to get back to plot.
Plot.
Well, yeah, my team for Final Fantasy VII is Cloud, Kate Sith, and Vincent.
Interesting picks.
And Kate Sith is there just so that Cloud and Vincent don't go at each other.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so my weekend day has been more or less the same. Before we continue, now, to answer Ari's question about covering up the microphone, covering up the webcam, I did not want anybody watching this stream or watching a replay of this episode seeing me run around in my pajamas, my fat ass, fat stomach. That's just me. I'm just trying to be as classy as I possibly can. And when we get into...
Oh yeah, we're a real bunch of classy motherfuckers on this channel.
When I get to Geek Roundtable, I'll explain everything. But so, as I've been saying off and on throughout the show this year, I've just slowly been buying parts for my new build. And I pulled the trigger on Friday, dropped about 800, and got the rest. And it's all sitting behind me back here somewhere. So hopefully this weekend I will come home, relax, and do the rebuild. And I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. That's basically has been it. That's all I've really been doing. Oh, I haven't really been talking about this much, but I'll do a summary of it. Back in November, I get a letter in the mail about my mother's insurance policy. So I've been following the paper trail, filling out the paperwork and all of that. Everybody forgot she had a policy. The beneficiary. I have money. I am now basically out of credit card debt. And to me, if I can keep my credit cards under monthly of under $500 a month, paying them off, to me, that's out of debt because I can knock that out in a heartbeat. And with that out of the way, I can go ahead and put my trip to Japan on one card and knock it out. So, looks like my trip to Japan is definitely locked, provided that my passport shows up in time. I've been hearing stories now. People are saying whatever they're saying on the website is not true. All I know is by the time they're done processing, which is 10 to 13 weeks, which is about 4 months, I should have it by October, beginning of November, for me to leave towards the end of December. So I should be good. So, there's that. Oh, and I might as well bring this up now, kind of, sort of. Now, I know in the past episodes, there's been issues with the audio. You've been hearing some humming sounds and so forth. It was basically this mic right here. Or I thought it was. So, what I've been doing was I've been editing out the muting, which is why the audio may sound slightly off for me, and everybody else, but it is what it is. So I went out, I did a test, and everything came out fine. And right now, from what I can tell, everything is good. Wait. I heard something, but, I think that's outside, so I'm not too worried about that. So I went and got this microphone, the Zoom ZDM1, which after about 10 minutes of use and everybody else on the podcast talking to me, I ain't taking it back. Because as you can, for those of you who are listening to the show, I am not directly on the microphone. I move around back and forth. That's why sometimes you hear my voice is slightly distanced back and forth. And this microphone picks it up like a beast. So I think it's great. This mic, you basically have to eat it. And I'm not that type of person. I can't sit there and just I can't do it. So it's going back. I might be upgraded to a 2035, and we'll figuring it out from there on in. So that's basically has been my week, and that's been everybody's weekend days. Yes. And Nemesis 47 says clean every 6 months to keep it free of dust, dirt, and debris. Which is why when you have your console and an entertainment setup, something like that, always have a can of compressed air to do you some good. And an electrostatic vacuum cleaner, plastic bristles that won't do anything. That's also great. I gotta grab one of those. Anywho, we're gonna get into some housekeeping real quick. Don't forget, episodes of Anime Jam Session are available on our YouTube page at youtube.com/Anime Jam Session. All episodes going back to the beginning of the year. Episodes from 2021 and 2022 are up there and available, so please definitely check them out. Just go to youtube.com/Anime Jam Session, click on playlists, and then podcast VODs. You'll see all of the episodes right there, so definitely check them out. And thank you so much for supporting us on our YouTube page. And next month, we kick things back up with our second half of our convention tour. We will be at ShikariCon, August 19th to the 20th, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Close this real quick and bring up this other chat window here so I can give you a little bit detail, quote unquote. It is at the Doubletree Suites in West Philadelphia. Not born and raised, but I think we all know where we're going with that. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to keep moving along with that, or else Ari's going to hit me with a size 14, and it's going to hurt.
You know, I wear a size 17, dude.
I was kind of guessing. And Bonzo Success.
But yeah, they're big enough that if I kick you, you stay kicked.
Bonzo Success. So many people do not wipe or even dust off their consoles. Boy, when I used to do PC repair for a living, the shit I have seen in people's computers. I am. So now we're going to get to the part of the show called Geek Roundtable. This is where we talk more about the geekier aspects of our lives. So, what you got for us, Ari? Kick things off.
Well, I got this other thing I want to show off. It was well, first let me show you exactly what it is. It's a apron from Jim Ross's barbecue sauce company, all those condiments and whatnot.
Nice.
Now, remember last week when I told you that that I ended up quote unquote getting free stuff from Lego because of a order of like they screwed up the orders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of the same thing happened with JR's brand at around the same time. See, around mid mid June or so, I placed an order for some stuff from them, and the email said it should show up by July 14th or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was mid-May and June 15th. There we go. But anyway, 1 or 2 days go by. I'm like, it's fine. It'll get here eventually. But by the time it was 2 weeks, I'm like, all right, I got to do something about this. I hit up Jim Ross on Twitter, and the conversation like, hey, the stuff I ordered from you hasn't shown up yet. He's like, the barbecue sauce company has its own separate Twitter. I'm like, oh, okay. So I talked to them and okay, I gave him all the info for the order and all that, shipping number and all that. It's like, okay, well, sending out some new stuff with a couple of gifts for being patient about this.
Right.
And if you get the first order, you can still keep it, and pretty much that's what happened. So I got a double order of the sauce box, which is 2 types of barbecue sauce: the hot sauce, the mustard, and the Tabasco sauce, and as well as teriyaki beef jerky. And the second one had that and an oven mitt as a freebies.
That's cool.
So yeah, now I got a lot more barbecue sauce than I know what to do with.
I'm going to have to place the order, and once I'm kind of done with the barbecue sauce that I have, so.
Mm-hmm.
Mako-chan, here to tell us about your goth buddy there?
Yeah. I have a goth buddy.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Eric. He keeps being followed by a crow. And yeah. But yeah, I the crow Funko Pops finally dropped, and I had him on pre-order for a while. So I had to get my Eric and add to my freaking pop collection, as if I haven't gone overboard with that already. But yeah, that's it.
Do you need to wipe the drool from your mouth?
No, I'm okay. But I've been getting a couple of things that I had pre-ordered. So I've got a couple of things that have been coming in that I get to show off. So stay tuned the next couple of weeks.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I will say this now, I'm not obsessed. I'm not obsessed.
Look, I've had to look at my Otakon wish list and start taking things off, asking myself, do I really want to pre-order this? Because I'm running out of space here, you know? And speaking of, I have a backlog of figurines I have to show off. But I'm going to do something different. I'm going to show off 2 figurines. Only because, I forgot about the whole Christmas in July thing. And once I wanted to show off, I realized I could show these off. Mako-chan wasn't on the stream, so I'm like, she will be salty if I just do it without her. So I want her to check these out while I'm here. And which is why I had to grab something from across the room. Now, we all know about the Hallmark keepsake ornaments, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to order 2 of them directly from Disney. Now, here are.
Yeah, I have to. I have to order. I still have not ordered.
Now I am going to hold up 2 boxes on stream, and for those of you who are listening, these boxes are very basic size. I'd say 3 inches by 5 inches. Like
That's what she said.
Heyo.
Heyo!
All right, maybe it's closer to 4 by 6, like the large index cards. Imagine like 3 stacks of those 100-pack index cards. That's about the size of these boxes, and there's 2 of them. Now, when I got them from Disney, it came in a box this big, and this is a box that's it. If I look on the bottom here, remember, a lot of boxes will say the dimensions on the bottom. I think it's some type of law or something. Anywho, this box is at least 12 inches by 14 inches, 6 inches deep, something like that. Basically, it's a huge ass box. It's a huge ass box with 2 little ornaments. Now, I was expecting the Disney keepsake ornaments to be in like a traditional Hallmark box, but no. That means I will have to hold on to these boxes when I take them down for the holidays. So I'm taking out the first one. Now I've already looked at them, so I know what's what. So what's interesting about these boxes, like the little egg crate-esque cartons that they're stored in, each one's unique to the ornament, so you can't mix them up. First one is Roger Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Nice.
To celebrate the 35th anniversary of the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Jeez, that makes me feel old.
Who you kidding? Now if I can again, like I said, when you get them, they fit so that they go right back in the box. So, all right, I'm just gonna put this over here. I will figure it out after the show, because time is money, and money is time. So we have that box. Now the second one, Mako already knows what it is. So.
Yeah, because I'm the one that pointed it out to you and showed you where they were, and then that's when you went buying shit.
Well, to be perfectly fair, I didn't buy them right away. I actually waited. And if you're wondering, oh, I did show that out. I did get the B. Arthur one. So this one is from Disney's Oliver and Company. Again, to celebrate 35th anniversary of the movie. So, and as Theo X75 says, damn, 35 years. I am now midlife. Yes, you are, sir. You are old, sir. You're old like the rest of us. But remember, you're also a proud Gen Xer. Wear it like a badge. So, now that we got that out the way, couple of things I'm going to talk about. And I'll keep these brief, literally. First one is I like to call Otakon power trippin. Long story short, a lot of cons have what's called Rule 0, which basically means they made the rule up on the fly and it exists, and they have to enforce that rule, and what they say goes because they're a staffer. Now, I believe the term is cosplay coded or something like that. Basically, what happened was there were a few Otakon staffers that were actually telling some curvy, plus size, fat shit, cosplayers that their costumes were not appropriate for a family-friendly convention, and they had to change. And when I heard this, I'm like, this cannot be real. And as I read the forum posts, there were people who were talking about this, and this was going back for 2 years. And I checked a few other Facebook groups, saw the same thing. I look at it this way. Let people cosplay however they want. 99% of the time, people are going to wear cosplays that feel good, that fit them, and is within reason. So let them do it. And it's interesting, as somebody said, that they weren't coding the skinny and medium cosplayers because I guess evidently to most guys that's what they want. I'm not most guys, but that's what had happened. I do hope, as I had said on this particular Facebook group, it would be kind of interesting if a staffer happens to stop you and tells you that you have to change your cosplay because you're being a bit revealing, and you just happen to have your phone out, camera on the ready, and recording this, and other people also recording the same situation, or if when it happens to them, Otakon, by chance, could have a discrimination lawsuit on their hands. So I think they need to properly retrain those staffers.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I know about the whole Lizzo thing. Not going to get into it. I'll probably save it for a brief thing next week if I actually remember. So enough about that. Let's get into tonight's show. We're going to talk about Digimon. The original movies get a brand new dub. And for those of you who don't know, back in the 90s, there was Digimon the movie. But we didn't know until a little bit later that Digimon the movie was a very terrible cut-paste edit of the first two movies, and things flipped and turned upside down to make some type of badass movie that tanked in the theaters that weekend. Great job, Fox. But over time, those movies were released in a subtitled format, and now dub. Now the movie came out back in the 2000, and as I said, it was the end results of a variety of films put together, and it was not very. So what happened? I believe Discotech announced this at Otakon, and they made this announcement on their Twitter that the original movies are coming out with a brand new dub. It's Our War Game, Hurricane Touchdown, and Digimon the Movie. The original versions of the films will have a new uncut dub and with the classic cast, plus Japanese audio with subs. So they're saying with the classic cast, but from my understanding, there will be a brand new cast. We're basically looking at the Digimon Adventure 2020 cast that will be dubbing it. That's what I was hearing. But according to Discotech, they're going to have the original cast from the 1999 North American dub. So, looks like it's going to be a mix of A and B, probably because they can't get most of the originals back. So, I think that's going to be pretty cool. The original English cast will include Joshua Seth as Taichi, or Tai, Mona Marshall as Koshiro, or Izzy, Laura Jo Miller as Kairi, Michael Reese as Yamato, or Matt, Brian Donovan as Davis. And Discotech states that anyone who we could find and could come back is here, and that the new actors were cast based on energy and giving a voice and vibe that fits what you heard almost 25 years ago. So that's great. So the Digimon Movies Collection 1 will include the 1995 short film Digimon Adventure, Digimon Adventure Our War Game, Digimon Hurricane Touchdown, Transcendent Evolution, The Golden Digimentals, and the American version of Digimon the Movie. Oh, God. The upcoming home media release will include the new English dubs with the original Japanese music and will also feature the original versions with Japanese subtitles. Digimon the Movie will also retain the Americanized soundtrack that famously features songs like 1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies and The Rockefeller Skank by Fatboy Slim. Ari, you should be collecting royalties off of that.
Knew that was coming.
The Angela Anaconda short Angelamon will not be included in the release. Thank God for small favor. The new English dub is being handled by Sound Cadence Studios. Marissa Lenti is writing and directing the dub, and Mark FBR is in charge of producing and script supervisions. Now, if you're interested, Digimon Adventure, the 2020 anime TV reboot of the 1999 anime, which I watched the first 20 episodes of, it's really good, is available to stream on Crunchyroll. The anime films Digimon Adventure 3 is also available on Crunchyroll. And the video game release of Digimon World Next Order is available on PC and Switch. So you have Digimon Adventure, and then like 10 years later, you have Digimon Adventure 3, which is kind of dark. And by kinda, I mean definitely. Moving
Wait,
right
did you say it was dark?
Digimon Adventure 3 is kind of dark. Remember, this takes place like 10 years later when they're all high school students. And a lot of the shit that's been happening ends up happening in the real world, and things get kind of fucked.
Yeah, that does sound kind of fucked up.
Yes. Yes, it does. Okay, moving right along. Ari, tell us about the Pokemon-themed art installation that's coming to Japan House.
Sure. One second, let me bring it up. Let's see. Get this header out of the way. Playful encounters of Pokemon and Japanese craft. Playful images of Pikachu, Rowlet, Litten, and Popplio stencil dyed onto silk cloth. A Charizard integrated into a large ceramic jar and a dazzling Jolteon sculpted from individual pieces of gold and silver-plated copper hammered into the shape of lightning bolts. These are some of the ingenious creations in the Pokemon X Koji Playful Encounters of Pokemon and Japanese Craft. New exhibition at Japan House, LA, from July 25th to January 7th, 2024. The exhibition brings together two of Japan's most celebrated contributions to world culture. Beloved characters from one of the world's biggest entertainment franchises and craft that has evolved and been refined over centuries. Supervised by the National Craftsman Museum in Kanazawa, Japan, with special support from the Pokemon Company, the exhibition features over 70 works of varying materials and diverse techniques created by 20 of Japan's most accomplished craft artists, ranging from a living national treasure to metal artist Morihito Katsura to exciting young artists like Taiichiro Yoshiba, also a metal artist. The artists were challenged with the task of using their skills and ever-evolving techniques in lacquer, ceramics, textiles, metalwork, and other media to creatively channel the world of the globally popular Pokemon brand. And let's see it. At first, it doesn't seem to be much in common between Pokemon and Japanese craft, yet there's an element of connection between the two worlds, just as there are distinct Pokemon types: grass, fire, water, ground, steel, electric, etc. Most of Japan's principal crafts are using grass, fire, water, earth, or metal, with contemporary fabrication facilitated by electricity. In Japanese ceramics, for example, clay is mined from the earth, mixed with water, and then formed with the help of an electric potter's wheel, decorated with mineral and metal oxide pigments, and baked with fire in a kiln. In addition, within the world of Pokemon, players are expected to hone their skills, nurture their Pokemon, collect these creatures just as an artist train hard developing their craft, and art enthusiasts and museums avidly collect their works. So yeah, like the Jolteon they have in the header image is
Yeah.
it looks good, but it's like frighteningly detailed. Like it almost looks like it has like a taxidermied fox head in it.
That's a high level of accuracy if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I never would expect them to look like that. I figured it would look more animated, not more realistic, but
Mm-hmm.
okay with that. And now we're going to go across the pond and talk about yet another art exhibition with Death Note.
Yeah, so it is the Death Note manga's 20th anniversary, and they are putting on an art exhibition in two different stops being held this August. So it's going to happen in Tokyo and Osaka. So the Death Note exhibition is described as a way to express gratitude to the series fans who have continued their support for so long. Visitors will get to witness Obata's artwork for the series up close and personal and take home a few little bonuses in the process. Obviously, because this is Japan, exclusive goods will be available at the venue, including acrylic stands based on the exhibition poster. I really, really want one of these. Yeah. But there will also be mini art prints that are going to be handed out as an admission bonus. And it looks like there are going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those available. 6 will be available for the first couple of weeks, and 6 will be available for the next couple of weeks. So this will be going on from September 9th to October 9th. The ticket sales for the Tokyo stop are open now. Osaka is obviously coming later because that is when the second half, it's not happening at the same time in both. Starting in Tokyo for 2 weeks and then going to Osaka for 2 weeks. So yeah, if you want to stop by, you can go over to the Death Note _EX Twitter account. That is for the exhibition, and we'll be able to give you information. There is also Death Note / exhibition.com that can be looked through for information for that as well.
Are you not looking for just Death Note /fix?
Been there, done that.
Oh God.
Also, I'm not sure if it's like what it is with the art, but the this first big print that they got with light and L in color while everything else is grayscale. There's something happening on like on the side of it, like around Light's neck.
Yeah.
That makes him look like he's got a tattoo of it or something. And I immediately had flashbacks to Castlevania Judgment.
We don't talk about that game.
Friggin' Simon Yagami or Light Belmont.
Konami, I would say Konami do better, but let's be real.
But yeah, I really want a copy of this acrylic stand.
Bet you do.
It is very pretty. I mean, the poster itself is pretty, but I like the acrylic stands just because, it's something different.
Fair.
Carrying on.
Yup. So now, one thing I do get excited over is when I hear about Ranma 1/2 collabs, because y'all know I'm a pretty decent Ranma 1/2.
Just a little.
Just a scooch. But it looks like there's going to be yet another clothing collab, and this is geared more towards Mako than it is me.
Yeah, I was looking through some of the clothing on this and going, I would wear that.
Yeah, yes, you would. So it looks like this fourth collab is done with Japan Label, part of the Japanese fashion brand Earth Music and Ecology. This latest collab will offer a whole line of clothing and accessories inspired by Rumiko Takahashi's classic rom-com, from dresses to tops to scarves. The centerpiece of the line is a series of dresses, skirts, and pullovers in black for Ranma, and Bordeaux for girl-type Ranma, and mustard yellow for Ryoga. You'll have casual daily wear, including tees and scarves. that feature other characters from the series, like a T-shirt with Genma peeking out from the pocket, and Ranma 1/2 in a gold embroidery. I'd wear that.
Hmm.
I kind of really want one of these scarves.
I want the scarf, the cardigan, and like this pullover hoodie.
Yeah, I do like that hoodie.
I want one of those. I want that.
I do that one. Am I the only one a little unnerved by seeing Ronco with black hair and not red?
Oh, that's how it is in the manga. That's why.
Oh, okay.
In the it's manga, so it's basically everybody has black hair, but in the anime, they did red hair to kind of designate a difference.
Hmm.
I'm kind of hoping that I can find an well, probably not. Well, I'm hopefully I can find some of this when I go to Japan. Now, because they're gonna have pre-orders for this, and it starts on August 4th and it goes to the 17th, with store sales opening in mid-December. For every 6,000 yen spent on items from the line, you also get one of two postcards. One postcard is a traditional image where it shows Ranma wearing a Chinese jumpsuit that's yellow with red roses around it and kind of smiling with Genma in the background. The other postcard shows Ranma, girl type Ranma, Genma, Shampoo, Ukyo, Akane, Kuno, Ryoga, and Moose. And they're all smiling and running. And in this one you notice that Ukyo has black hair. Whereas in the anime, her hair is close to like brownish color, which is interesting. And Shampoo has blue hair. And to be perfectly honest, you can cosplay Shampoo with blue hair or purple hair. Either or is canon. The pre-ordered goods will start shipping sometime in early December. I'm going to have to save this article. Talk to my friend who lives in Japan, who is also a big Ranma 1/2 fan, and ask her if there's any stores that she would know where this would be available, because I would love to buy some of this. And moving right along, we're going to talk about Lupin III. For some of you who aren't too fond, no. But rest assured, it is being done in Japan, and 99% of animated live action films that come out of Japan are good. That 1% is Attack on Titan.
So yeah, it's a new live action film with centered around Jigen Daisuke, with Tetsuji Tamayama reprising the role after 9 years. Amazon Japan announced today the original live action film featuring Daisuke Jigen, Luna's partner in the Lupin III franchise, will start streaming worldwide on Amazon Prime beginning October 13th, 2023. It's a collaboration between Amazon Studios and TMS Entertainment, the anime production company that has produced the Lupin III animated franchise since 1971. Tetsuji Tamayama, who played Daisuke Jigen in a 2014 live-action film, reprises his role 9 years later. Key visual featured above and a teaser trailer featuring him was also released. The story of Jigen Daisuke begins when Jigen feels his beloved combat magnum, S&W M19, is not working well, and visits Japan for the first time in several years in search of the world's best gunsmith who runs a watch shop. Hajime Hashimoto, who has worked on many popular Japanese TV drama series such as Aibu, Tokyo Detective Duo, and the Woman of Science Research Institute, serves as director on an original screenplay by Yoshimasa Akamatsu. And yeah, this this key visual with Jigen, it goes pretty hard, man. Too bad it's a rather small size. It'll look good as a wallpaper.
Well, maybe if you Google image versus Google image, you might be able to find a larger size.
Maybe. Let's take a look.
Yeah, definitely. And while Ari takes a look, Mako is going to tell us about the Super Mario Brothers movie, how it hit the second highest grossing foreign film in Japan.
Yeah, so at this point, Super Mario Brothers has earned a total of 13.39 billion yen, which is
Ooh.
$94.1 million, surpassing Disney's Frozen 2, which was 13.37 billion yen or $94 million. This has become now the second highest earning foreign animated film in Japan. The first is still Frozen, which is at 25.5 billion yen or $179.2 million in Japan
Mm.
alone. The movie is also now the 14th highest grossing animated film, including anime, and the 25th highest grossing film of all time in Japan. So the movie opened in Japan on April 28th and sold 1.276 million tickets to earn 1.843 billion yen, which is about 13.5 million in its first 3 days. So, yeah, it's doing very, very well. The film right now is listed as the third all-time highest earning animated film worldwide. If Disney's 2019 CG, The Lion King, is counted as animated, or number two if it's not. And it is the 15th highest earning film of all time. So yeah, it's done really, really well. And I still haven't seen it.
Meanwhile, I have 2 copies of the film sealed sitting on my shelf. Both are collector's editions. One's from Best Buy and the other's from Walmart.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah. And Bonzo06 says, now I just want a sequel to Warcraft film. Why would you subject yourself to something that... Why? Why? All right. Now that we got that out the way, we're at the part of the show that y'all really stick around for. Meanwhile, in Japan. Okay, volume over there is set. Let's take a look. I'll take the last story.
Mako, which one you want?
It doesn't matter to me.
All right, let me bring it back up. I will take. Which one did you say you want, Ramba? The last one?
Yeah, I'm taking the last one.
I'll take the first one then.
Okay.
I kind of want to play the theme from River City Ransom in the background because it's kind of
Please
apropos.
do. Please do.
I don't want to get hit with a DMCA. Okay. That, and I don't think I can pull it up that quickly to have it properly wired in the background. So
I'll see if you can find a instrumental of the main theme to River City Rumble.
yeah, okay. You know how long it take me to find something like that?
I found the entire movie just by clicking videos on YouTube.
Well, I actually have a copy of the DVD sitting on the shelf back there.
You and me both. Anyway, getting distracted again.
Yes, yeah.
A Japanese McDonald's has banned an entire middle school from entering the restaurant. The McDonald's branch in the Tana neighborhood of Sagamihara, Kanagawa Prefecture, I almost said Kamigawa, is just a 4-minute walk from Tana Middle School. It seems like a plus for the fast food restaurant with approximately a group of kids coming in with their friends to grab a burger, soda, or whatever on their way home from school. They've now banned each and every student from the middle school from entering the restaurant. And there's a note that says, "To all customers, thank you always choosing to visit our restaurant. The inconsiderate behavior by middle school students has become a nuisance to other customers and has created concern for the physical safety of our workers. Therefore, we are barring students from Sagamihara Tana Municipal Middle School from entering our restaurant, the Sagamihara Tana McDonald's branch. We ask for your understanding and cooperation in ensuring a safe and secure experience for our customers. There's no specific details as to what kind of behavior led to the decision, but in speaking to reporters about the situation, the school's vice principal has described the students' actions as salagu, meaning loud and boisterous. Multiple incidents in which students from the school caused disturbances took place during the last school year. The Japanese year ends and starts in spring, including one with which teachers and police officers were called to rein in unruly kids. Jeez, that is like I mean, it's not saying it's not saying the why they're doing this or how many people's unruly behavior caused this, but I imagine other kids who didn't have anything to do with this are a little bit pissed off.
Yeah, I feel for those kids all too well.
Like, you asshole.
Alright, quick story. When I was in 6th grade, the principal made an announcement that students were not allowed to leave school grounds to go to McDonald's. Where my elementary school was, there was literally a McDonald's around the corner. If you left the school, went to the corner, made a left and went down the hill, and made a right and walked out to the end of the block, there was a McDonald's. Or at the time, there was a shortcut that you could cut through the back area to go there. From my understanding, that's all fenced up. Now, a few blocks away in the other direction, further down, there is another school. For them, it takes them longer to come up. But at the time, elementary school breaks for like an hour, almost like an hour and a half. So yeah, something like that. So evidently, a bunch of 6th graders or whoever from my school and their school got into a fight at the McDonald's. Thus, we were no longer allowed to leave school property. Unless you had a note. And there you go. And yes, Ari, I was able to find a copy of River City Ransom. Because I'm like, I know I had that soundtrack compilation somewhere. I went to look. Behold. Okay, now Mako-chan, next story is on you.
Yes, it is. So a man was arrested for throwing a dog at a police officer.
What?
Jesus!
Yeah. So this took place last Tuesday in the city's Hyoga ward. At around 5 p.m., a passerby on the street noticed a dog with a collar, but no visible owner. Since the dog happened to be near a grooming salon, the passerby took the pooch inside, thinking the staff might recognize the Shiba Inu. None of the workers did, though. But when they called the police to see what could be done, the officer who was dispatched had seen the dog before. The same dog had been spotted unattended on the streets once before, and the officer was the same member of the police force who'd taken it into custody at that time before returning the animal to its owner.
Because of course he was.
Yeah. Since the officer knew who the owner was, a 55-year-old man who lived in the same ward as the salon, he went to the owner's house and told him what had happened. They then returned together to the salon, but when they arrived, the man refused to take the dog back. "I ain't got no need for a dog like this," the man angrily yelled, commanding, "You take him to the damn animals shelter." According to the police, during his rant, the man picked up the dog, which is 60 centimeters, 23.6 inches long, and weighs 6 kilograms, which is 13.2 pounds, and threw the animal at the officer, after which he was placed under arrest.
Jesus, I fucking hope he would be.
So, in this case, the crime the man is being charged with is obstruction of official duties. It is a broad offense similar to Japan's forced obstruction of business law, which charges it's used in cases of harmful mischief and mayhem in shops, restaurants, and other places of business. Neither the dog nor the officer suffered injuries in the incident. The animal showed no visible signs of physical abuse from its owner, but was taken into custody at the police station.
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
If you don't want a pet, don't just let it out. That
Yeah.
is worst thing you can do is to just let a pet who has no real instincts for being outside and catching its own food or anything like that. It's very bad to let pets out. That includes rabbits, that includes snakes, that includes cats, that includes dogs. They have instinct, but not necessarily enough to be able to survive. So don't be a dick.
Is all I have to say. Anywho, we're gonna get into our final Meanwhile in Japan story tonight, and a doozy. This one, a convenience store clerk was arrested for punching a customer over a receipt at Hyogo Prefecture. There's been a lot of good things to be said about customer service in Japan, but at the end of the day, the staff were all people too, and equally capable of being pushed over the edge in certain circumstances. This acts a 22-year-old clerk in Amagasaki City, Hyogo Prefecture, who was arrested for assaulting a customer. This happened at 8 o'clock on January 25th when a 73-year-old man came in to buy a can of beer. When he was paying at the register, the customer told the clerk he didn't want a receipt, but the clerk handed him one anyway. This pissed off the customer, who then threw the receipt back at the clerk, who in turn got pissed off, and it started a very heated argument. And during said argument, the clerk knocked over the customer's can of beer, and things really got heated as they went into the back room of the store. And supposedly, allegedly, the clerk assaulted the customer. We don't know what the extent was, but according to reports, there was some punching. Police arrived shortly after and arrested the clerk for assault. The condition of the customer and his beer are unclear, but both were believed to be free of serious injury. Thank God. Especially if it was a Asahi Super Dry. That's some good beer. The receipt game in Japanese convenience stores is surprisingly complex, making it difficult to establish who's ultimately at fault here. Many stores still have clear plastic sheets hanging over the counter, which can make verbal communication somewhat difficult, and also makes it very possible that the clerk misheard or simply didn't hear him. Moreover, most convenience stores have little plastic boxes that you can simply toss unwanted receipts into at the register. Majority of 7-Eleven stores take this one step further and have the register automatically spit out the receipt, leaving it up to the customer if they want to take it, and letting it fall into a plastic bin if they don't want it. That way, an unwanted receipt is hardly a headache for customers nowadays. That is becoming increasingly common for convenience stores to print coupons for other items on these receipts. Once refuse the receipt to only have the clerk insist that you take it, and on that receipt was a coupon for a free 2-liter bottle of Pepsi.
Wow, a free 2-liter.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot better than the receipt you get from CVS.
Still printing.
I don't know if you recall, but somebody at Katsukon cosplayed a CVS receipt. They just wore a bodysuit and had a long cape / train, and it was a long CVS receipt. You know what I want to see now? You know those Ahegao jackets and stuff like that?
Oh, God, no.
Make that into a CVS receipt. That'd be funny. Anywho, could have been possible if the clerk wasn't paying attention during all of this. There have been instances in the past in which elderly people have expressed dissatisfaction with certain aspects of convenience store shopping, thus leading to violent outbursts, so it might have been the case once again. As a result, online comments have been mixed over who is to blame for this altercation. Such as, don't they have a little basket for unwanted receipts? It's kind of strange for the clerk to hand them a receipt after he said he didn't want it. Why did they go into the back room? Did the customer work there too? He's demanding too much quality. He's demanding too much quality from a part-time worker.
Yeah, he is.
I used to work at convenience stores, and customers can really get arrogant at times. Of course, he can't accept the cursed receipt. He would die from it. I think the heat is getting to everyone. Yeah, there is a major heat wave going through Japan and other parts of the world right now. Regardless of the details, in the end, it's probably fair to say that both men crossed the line at certain points during this incident. At least with the advent of self-service convenience stores, there ought to be a decrease in customer-staff violence. There will probably be a sharp rise in customer machine violence, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. That reminds me, there is an isekai anime where the main hero is reincarnated into a vending machine.
Why?
I don't know. It's not on my radar to watch this yet. Maybe when my anime list drops down, some I'll take a look.
Does he get crushed by a falling vending machine? Is that how he gets isekai'd?
I don't know, but it's right up there with reincarnated as a sword.
I'm sorry, reincarnated as what?
Sword.
I got nothing on this. I don't know.
As Cedabiri says, there is also an episode of this Japanese horror anthology series named Prayer Beads that's kind of like that, minus the reincarnation part. Oh, no. I think that now that we got that out the way, I think it may just be time to call it a night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. If you like tonight's show, tell a friend. In turn, we'll tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. We do this for the fun of it. What we like and don't like, we're telling you straight up. So, if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Don't forget to visit our website at animejamsession.com, where you will see or find our weekly podcast, anime reviews, cosplay tips and tricks, cosplay reviews, tutorials, links to our YouTube page of convention coverage, links to our Facebook page of cosplay convention coverage, and so much more. All that at animejamsession.com. And if you like the show, you should be following the episodes on your on your mobile phone. You should be following us through Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio even. You should also be following us on Spotify as well, and Anchor FM. Just search Anime Jam Session. Episodes are available there for your listening pleasure. And what's cool is some of these apps allow you to leave a review. So if you can leave us a review, we greatly appreciate that. So there. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. Anime Jam Session on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Please follow us on those so you know when new episodes are available, when we're streaming, new videos are up, cosplay photos are up, and then some. And to everyone who follows us on our socials, thank you so much. We couldn't do the show without you. And now our tip jar. If you're participating with us live, there's links below to our Stream Elements, Streamlabs, and our Ko-Fi pages if you want to throw a few dollars at us. If not, you can always cheer us on with bits, or you can sub to the channel and give out gift subs. We couldn't do all of this without y'all, so thank you so much. Now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Ari.
It's been a long weekend. I just want to go to bed.
Last words, Mako.
It's been a long week and it's only Tuesday.
my last words. I possibly have to bring both of my mixers in for this event that we're doing tomorrow. We have the powered speakers and everything, but I want to bring it in just in case there's not enough power for the mics and all of that stuff. So, Anywho, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, and I believe Barry will be joining us. Will you be joining us? Hopefully you do. So that is it. End of list. We're getting out of here. So, Ranma.
I'm Ari.
And I am Mako-chan.
Great fight. Great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. We're out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!